Do you hate money? Do you hate money? Do you look in your bank account app, your Wealth Simple, whatever, and you see a positive integer and you're like, man, we got to fix that. Well then, do I have the video for you? Wait, I said that backwards. Then this is not the video for you, okay? So click off now if you hate money. Okay, now that I have 100% viewer retention, let's get into today's video. We are talking about the cars that you can buy, that I see people buying, that will financially ruin you. Money is huge. Let's not lie, okay? We don't want to idolize it here. We want to worship money. But there's no denying money is a big part of everyone's life. It's actually the cause for like a lot of divorces. I don't know why I'm talking about divorce here. I'm a tier list guy. Whatever. Divorce tier list. And what is not talked about enough in the car community or driving or just general YouTube advice is how these cars might seem okay up front and then will absolutely wreck you down the road. They may seem enticing. Do not be fooled. Do not fall for them. Okay, yap time's over. These are the tiers we have recoverable, okay? This is the lowest tier. It's recoverable. Like it will hit you, but you can recover. RIP checking account, savings decimation, remortgage your house, or just, I don't know, get a bigger mortgage. I'm not a homeowner. I don't know how that works. And finally, financial doom, okay? It's over. It's over. I don't want to be a doomsday person. It's over for you. Let's get into the video. Starting off, we have any used Maserati. And here's the deal with Maserati. They like to think, like they have this identity crisis that they're this like top tier desirable brand similar to Porsche that absolutely everybody wants. That's not true. Okay, nobody really wants these, so they depreciate hard. But that's not the only reason they depreciate hard. The other reason is because they're Italian and they're pieces of crap, and a lot of the used ones are made with like Dodge parts. Italian cars in general aren't the best for reliability, but Maserati is especially bad. In general, these are just very unreliable cars in pretty much all areas. Super expensive to maintain. Yes, these have depreciated a ton. Do not fall for it. Do not buy these. They kind of look like Kias. Like, tell me if you can tell the difference between these two photos here. Be ready to pay Ferrari level maintenance prices or somehow work on these cars yourself. This is absolutely going to be remortgage your house. Do not buy these. Next up, we have the W222 Generation S-Class. Pretty much what this is Mercedes top of the line premier sedan. Now people buy these because they want a new-ish top of the line Mercedes sedan that has all the features, super comfortable, but for a reduced price. They've depreciated like crazy. And you'll see this as a consistent theme in this video. Cars always depreciate for a reason. Now everything I'm about to say about the S-Class is typical of pretty much any ultra luxury sedan, which is the segment this car is in, but specifically applies to the S-Class. Now the main issues with these cars come not from the motor, but from the electrical and the air suspension. Okay, these have a fancy air suspension system. But yeah, when that goes, it's going to cost you about, $3 to $5 grand. Then throw in the electrical issues, which are just a nightmare and can add like easily $10,000 to your maintenance bill if you're addressing everything at once. And now you're looking at tens of thousands of dollars of maintenance for your heavily depreciated Mercedes. So if that still sounds like a good deal, knock yourself out. Pretty much the saying with these cars is that it's a $100,020 car that's depreciated down to $20K. But will then cost you $120,000 in maintenance. You're most likely going to have to go to the Mercedes dealer at some point and ask to get your air suspension replaced, the electrical work done. That's going to cost you so much. The service advisor from Mercedes is going to spit in your face for making such a dumb decision. And honestly, you deserve it. This is financial doom, okay? There's no other way of putting it. This is financial doom. Next up, we have the Mark III Ford Focus and their infamous power shift DCT transmission. Now, basically, any Ford Focus that's an auto, pretty much, that's not a manual. In that Mark III generation, I'll put the years up here. I think it's like 2012 to 2018, around there. This transmission was actually known to be one of the worst transmissions of all time. Terrible transmission, known to fail, genuinely damaged Ford's reputation. It's funny because it's mainly just in the Focus. So one transmission from one part of their car lineup damaged the whole brand, which is crazy, right? I include this one to make a point. If you're buying a compact A to B car like the Ford Focus, why would you get a Ford? Just go, please. Go check out Toyota. Go check out Honda. Go check out Mazda. See what they have on the used market. Get that instead, okay? If the recall has been done and the issues have been addressed, sure, maybe. You still may be facing a transmission replacement. Honestly, because of how bad this list can get, I'm going to put this into RIP checking account. Next up, we have a Mark VI Volkswagen GTI. Now, a GTI is basically a small, fun, sporty German hatchback that kind of does it all. It's practical, it's comfortable. But the issue with these, and I'm just using this car as an example, plenty of other German cars have this issue, is that there's this thing called the timing chain tensioner. And unfortunately, these cars are designed so that when that breaks, it pretty much just kills the whole engine. In a lot of cases, the whole engine is just done for, okay? And you'll need an engine replacement. Not a part of the engine replacement, not the tensioner or even timing chain replacement, the whole engine. Now, there is a silver lining in that preventative maintenance is a thing. Now, with a lot of these that I'll mention in the list, if you go ahead and do these issues ahead of time before they arise, but just knowing that at some point these things will need to be replaced before they fail, then you can save yourself so much money. And the timing chain tensioner is a prime example, especially in these Mark VI GTIs. So if you can actually buy one of these where the timing chain tensioner has been replaced, or buy one of these and immediately do it, then yeah, this actually is completely recoverable, and these cars are great. They're great cars. This is just an example of what people mean that German cars can be reliable if well maintained. Next up, we have the whole brand of Land Rover. They're luxury British cars, so you're gonna get electrical issues, you're gonna get suspension issues, you're gonna get a lot. I was too lazy to even research these because I just know they're unreliable. British people, don't get mad at me. I know your country's going through a lot right now. I'm just gonna put a list of Range Rover issues on the screen. There you go, have fun. But like, man, these cars are so bad. You should know that though, okay? This is like the most basic ball knowledge. You should know that Land Rovers are gonna break. Do not buy these used. If you buy them new, you should know what you're getting into, and you probably have the money. I'm sure you expected this. This is financial doom, okay? Next up, we have the E90 Generation 335i. Now, these cars have an engine called the N54. The N54 is the 3.0 inline six, known as the N52, which is actually one of BMW's best engines, most reliable engines, but with a turbo. And that turbo is what causes the issues. Basically, with this generation of Beamer, that any Beamer that has the N54 engine in it, if you're unsure, look up your car, look up the engine code. The turbos on these are just going to fail. Like, it's not guaranteed, but it's probably going to happen. Turbo replacement is necessary. Now, here's the thing. Once the turbo is replaced, right, which usually happens, this is a ballpark, maybe mid 100,000s for kilometers, maybe like right below 100,000 miles, if I had to guess. But once you replace that, you're actually looking at a pretty reliable car. This feels weird to say because of Beamer, but a decently reliable car. Any Beamer with an N52, if it's been well maintained, is actually going to be reliable. Now, don't get too excited, okay? The issue with Beamers is that when you need to pay for parts or maintenance, it's going to be expensive because it's a luxury car, but it won't happen that often if the turbo's been replaced. Not quite as simple as a timing chain, so for that reason, I'm going to put RIP checking account, but this could easily be recoverable if you buy one that has the turbo done. Next up, we have the next generation of BMW 3 Series, the F30 Generation 328i. Now, this car is similar to the Mark 6 GTI in that the timing chain can give issues. Specifically with this one, the timing chain guide is an infamous issue with these cars. Now, what's the issue? Like any of these over-engineered German cars, if the timing chain guide goes, the whole engine's done. The whole engine's done. And what that means is you're looking at like a $10,000 plus replacement. And that's on an entry-level used luxury sedan that probably cost you $10K to buy. Maybe now you're seeing the issue here. So yeah, you can be on top of your maintenance, do preventative maintenance before this fails. You'll be safe, but you're super risking it if your guides are starting to go and you just power through anyways. If your engine fails, your bank account's gonna fail, okay? It's as simple as that. And this brings me to a more general point about these entry-level luxury cars. First of all, the car isn't that great, okay? Most entry-level luxury cars don't even drive that well unless they're like a sport model, like an M340i. But if you're looking at a base model, standard, used luxury car, they don't even drive that nice. Like, they drive decent, but not that nice, considering they're a luxury car. Another reason people buy these cars is for status. No one's really impressed by your base model. Let's be real here. Everyone knows the difference. Then you get this luxury car that's not really luxury, that no one really cares about. But you know, the only thing that is luxury is the maintenance costs. These things are going to cost you an arm and a leg in maintenance. So you're pretty much getting none of the benefits of getting a luxury car, but with like the biggest downside, which is maintenance, right? And obviously with maintenance, there's two types. One, that these cars are unreliable, and then two, that the BMW maintenance prices are crazy. So yeah, just this whole segment of entry level, the cheapest, the base model of luxury cars is stupid. A Camry will drive better. So yeah, that's my rant over. Just because of how bad it can be if this fails, I'm going to put this in savings decimation. Be on top of your maintenance though, and you'll probably be fine. And yeah, in general, just a Beamer is not that good of a financial choice. Who would have thought? Next up, we have an insanely high mileage Tesla. Okay, this is why I got Elon here. Here's the deal with these super high mileage Teslas. Now, for the majority of their lifespan, Teslas, and you can apply this to most electric cars as well, they're going to be super stress-free. I mean, they don't have an internal combustion engine. You're barely going to put any money into maintenance. Problem is, once these cars reach high mileage territory, it is not looking good for you because all those savings that you dumped into maintenance are about to come back to bite you in battery replacement, okay? These batteries only have so much life. As the electric car gets used more, the battery drains, the peak range goes down until the battery just fails. And then what you're left with then is a 5,000 pound paperweight because battery replacement in these cars is so expensive that the car is pretty much a write-off. So if you buy a low mileage Tesla or like a mid mileage Tesla, great idea. But yeah, if you get a high mileage one, you're pretty much getting someone else's dirty laundry. Like, the car's been used, it's done, it's ready to get either a new battery or totaled, so do not buy these. If you buy a high mileage Tesla specifically, be ready to just pay double of the car, right? $20,000 car, probably like a $20,000 battery replacement, and get ready to remortgage your house. Next up, we have the B8 Audi S4s. Now, this is a compact, sporty, luxury sedan. Basically, the issue with these is that it has Audi's DSG transmission. Now, this is just one of the cars that have it, but this transmission, Audi's dual clutch in this generation of car, is just known to fail, okay? And when it does fail, it's inevitable. It's like a $10,000 replacement. It's as simple as that, okay? And it will be savings decimation. If you can buy one of these cars with a replaced transmission, you're chilling. But just know that a transmission replacement is probably coming with these cars at some point. Next up, we have any Nissan in the recent past with a CVT, okay? Now, a CVT is basically just the automatic transmission they use in their cars, and these are terrible transmissions, okay? They're not quite lawsuit worthy, but they're just one of the worst mass design transmissions in the history of the automobile. Now, I've said this before, Nissan, it should not be considered a Japanese brand, because when you think of a Japanese car brand, you think of something that's actually good, and Nissan's not quite there. This is mainly due to their terrible CVTs that overheat, that are known to shake and then just outright fail sometimes. And you're looking at a pretty hefty replacement if/when this does happen. I'm going to put this at RIP checking account because it's going to be cheaper than replacing a DSG transmission in the Audis, but still, rest in peace to your checking account. Finally, we have any Dodge, Jeep, or Ram with the Pentastar V6 engine. This is their very common engine they use in like the Grand Caravan, the Journey, some of the Jeep Wranglers. And the issue here is that any engine put in these cars, these family commuter cars, maybe besides the Jeep Wrangler, but like a Grand Caravan should have a pretty bulletproof engine. But unfortunately, those are known to have some issues. Specifically, I think it's with the rocker arm on the cam phaser, something like that. And this is not too common for this to happen, but those may fail, which may cause an engine replacement to be necessary. And in a car like this, which is cheap off the lot, should be cheap to maintain, you don't want that, okay? If this does happen, it's savings decimation. That was all for the video. This may need a part 2. Let me know down below. Follow me on Instagram. See you guys in the next one.